Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing a video on the new Beauty Bay Botanical palette. I've actually already tried this palette, but the video I did not turn out right. So this is not a first impressions, this is going to be the second time I've tried this. But whenever this came out, I really liked the color palette. So this is what the color story looks like. As you can see, I've already used it. So we've got, what I like about this palette is I like whenever you split it down the middle, you have very spring and summer, and then you got spring and summer down here, and then you got autumn and winter up here. And there's a mixture of warm tones and cool tones, cool tones, warm tones, warm tones, cool tones, cool tones, cool tones, cool, you know? There's a few neutrals in here too with these grays, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mattes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 shimmers or satins and things like that. So I really like this, the space that you can do with this. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun working with this. I don't know if I'm gonna do one makeup look today or two, because I'm planning on wearing this for about, I usually wear my eye makeup in particular for about an hour or so, or like a little longer, and then I end up having a shower. But I feel really like meh, so I might just, like, as soon as this is over, just immediately have a shower, so I won't be able to do a wear test. But whenever I did do a wear test the first time I worked with this palette, I didn't get any creasing, didn't get any fading, none of that. The base that I used today is the P. Louise base in 0.5. Okay, so what we're gonna do today, I really want to work with the greens because that's my comfort zone, that's my style. But I want to pull these in as well. I think they would look really beautiful. And then maybe on a later date work with these colors. I think, see this 6 right here, these 6, I think they would work really beautifully together. So I might just do 2 different eye looks because I really like these 6 together, you know. But so we'll see what happens. So I'm going to take a very small brush, just a small fluffy brush. I'm going to take, another thing that I like about this palette are the shade names. I like shade names. I don't know why, it just helps. But I'm gonna just clean this brush off. I need to actually deep clean my brushes, but I've been feeding my cats raw food as of late. They get 1 raw meal a day, and then the rest they either get pate or or another kind of like wet food, and then they also get some dry. I don't add water to the dry food, which I know is sacrilege because cats need hydration, but my 2 eldest, Theo and Bruce, are very fussy. And if I add water to their dry food, no. They want their dry food dry. So, but anyway. I'm going to take this shade here called Matcha. See, this is why I love names, because it's just matcha and it fits. You know, whenever you find, I don't know why, but whenever you find a perfume, a eyeshadow with a name that fits so well, it makes the eyeshadow more special. But then sometimes you have those few eyeshadows with names and you're like, that's not a good eyeshadow name. That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna put this on my hood. Oh, who's sitting beside me? Hi, Abby. And I kind of changed my room around too. I moved that there used to be beside me here, and now I have a little scratching post with like a little hammock on like it's like 2 scratching posts, and then there's a little platform, and then above that platform where the scratching posts are, there's a little hammock, and Loki's asleep at the moment. He's like looking, and there's like is facing my direction, but his eyes are closed. But so matcha is a pastel green. It's pastel matcha green. It's very pale. It's not as great as the other pastel greens I've tried. I've tried pastel greens from the Retro palette from Natasha Denona. I've tried the pastels from Judy's palette from Odin's Eye. I've tried pastels from like years ago, pastel goth palette from She Shall Not Be Named. Because I liked her at one point until I found out she was a complete dick. So this is not the most pigmented pastel green I've tried, although it's a pastel, so I would try a white just to give it a little bit more grace, but I don't have a white base. But I just want this in my crease and above my hood so that I can blend. So that way I have something down for the darker green I'm gonna put in my crease after this. So, I can see it, but, as you can see here, I'm not cutting or anything. You can see I'm dipping in quite a few times. Which I don't mind because it's a pastel. So I am giving it a little bit of grace. I'm quite not easily pleased when it comes to makeup, but I'm not like too. I can see, oh, this might not work because of this. So I'm going to take the same brush and take my little cotton pad and just wipe this clean. But yeah, I haven't really been cleaning these because I've just been having loads of dishes for their food. I'm going to take this color right here called Myrtle. This is a matte green. It's quite a unique green. It's like it's dark, but it has kind of like a little bit of a gray in there. But I'm just gonna slowly build this up, so I'm not gonna see. It's quite dark. I'm gonna look straight ahead into the microphone. Oh my lord, the mirror. Got the first 2 letters right. Microphone, mirror. I'm gonna put a little bit on my lower lash line, but not to the point where you can see it. I just wanted to connect like that. I haven't been sleeping all that well lately. It's been very warm as of late. Not to the point where it's like a heat wave or anything, but like it's been really warm. And then I have Bruce, and he likes to sleep beside me. And Bruce is quite a big boy. Since feeding him raw, whenever I took him to the vet in June, he was 6 kilos. He's a little bit overweight. But since feeding him a high protein, high moisture diet, he is starting to get a bit of a waist, which is good. So he has lost weight, but he hasn't lost weight because of an illness. He's lost weight because I've made changes to his diet. They've all kind of, I've noticed with Ebony too, her waist looks a little bit more defined. Ebony's always had a waist. Same with Theo. It's just more defined. And so he's quite big, and he likes to sleep beside me, like back to back. So if I'm sleeping, I usually sleep on, well, usually my right side's the most comfortable, but 9 times out of 10 I will switch to my left side because the right side's not the best, because you'll end up getting like heartburn and stuff and all that shit. But he will sleep back to back. It's so warm. So as you can see, this is such a beautiful color, and it builds up so easily. And I am going in over and over with this again. But that's because I want it to be I'm purposefully wanting to build this up, while with that matcha color I was like really going in. With this one I want the build up to be slow. The matcha I did not want the build up to be slow. You know what I mean? With this color, if you go in too much and put it on your eye, you'll definitely go too much. And because I have hooded eyes, I can't really afford to do that, because it'll just make my eye look really heavy and just not good. I'm gonna clean this eye again. Clean this eye, clean this brush. Go back in a little bit with matcha. Just go around that green that we put down. It's such a pretty color. Such a beautiful color. Wow. I don't know whether I want to go all the way in with this green on my lash. I don't know, or whether or not I should try a different color. But yeah, with matcha as well, I'm gonna go in to this part right here. See, the problem with hooded eyes, I've noticed, I end up using the same exact brushes, but because I don't have like one of each brush, you end up like doing a lot of, either you buy multiple of the exact same brush, or you don't and you end up having very dirty brushes and you have to clean them constantly. Okay, I wish there was a slightly deeper color here, but there isn't, and I don't really want to mess this up, so I'm just gonna take Myrtle again, just on the very tip. Ebony's there. I'm just gonna stamp it, just so that I have a little bit of depth, because the deepest color in here is definitely eggplant. Because it's a purple, since purple and green are opposite of the color, like they're not they're not as opposite as yellow and purple would be, but I just don't want it to get muddy. But you know what I mean? You could go in a little bit with Move Baby Girl. Thank you. You could go in with a little bit with a brown if you wanted to, but you see how it's like, and it's fading. Really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go in a little bit to sea moss here, this matte kind of orange. On the camera it looks a lot lighter, looks a lot more white, but in real life it's kind of like a clementine orange. Don't know why it's called sea moss. Is sea moss an orange color? I don't know. But I'm just going to take a small little brush, small shadow brush. I kind of want this to be a base for another color, because I did use the color I'm using next in the original video I was going to do, but it was a little bit more glittery than it was one of those shimmer colors where the shimmer was a little bit more potent than the glitter, so it definitely it would benefit from a base color. I'm just gonna pack this on. This is stunning. Such a beautiful shade of orange. Yes, do you agree? Don't know if you heard that, but it's happening. Going. Okay. Take that and blend. Nothing on it, just blend. Blend, blend, blend. Just so that line's not so harsh. I'm gonna apply a little bit more of that myrtle. Very lightly. Very lightly. That blends beautifully. There we go. I don't want to blend it too much. I don't want it getting muddy. Okay. I'm going to take my finger. I'm actually going to take my baby finger and I'm going to go in with Canyon. This color right here. It's a lovely kind of bright, like a burnt orange. I'm just going to put it. Using my baby finger is a lot easier. But I'm like, because I'm from like the 2010, I started watching a lot of makeup tutorials, and it was always the ring finger because it had added the least pressure, but my ring finger is a lot bigger, so applying with my pinky finger is a lot easier. But as you can see, it's a lovely warm orange, but it has a really gorgeous pink shimmer in there. So it stops it from being super, super, super warm because of that pink. It's really, really beautiful. Very shimmery. There isn't any, hold on, there's a little tiny piece of fallout right here. But it's not that big of a deal. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of Savannah, which is like a champagne color. I also use this as a facial highlight, and it's very, very good for a highlight too. I'm just gonna put that there. So, so pretty. I'm gonna go in with this little brush again. I'm gonna go in with sea moss. And I'm just gonna run this along very, very lightly. Very, very lightly. Hi, honey. Hi, sweet girl. So that's the look. It's so pretty. So pretty. Let me see. Oh wow, it's so pretty. Okay, when it comes to like finishing touches, I think, what is this called? Silverlake. So this is a lovely one by Colourpop. This is like one of my favorite eyeliners, actually. It just works so well. But it helps to kind of like, you can even go in with that green again too if you wanted to kind of, or you can go in with that sea moss and then blend with that green if you really wanted to make it really cool looking. Like blend out that orange with that green. But when it comes to mascara, I would personally use brown mascara, but I'm not going to put mascara on at the moment because my eyes have been itchy as hell lately. So I'm not going to put any on any mascara. I'm just going to do eyeliner, but yeah. And then the upper lash line I would probably do brown. Okay, on the other side, I'm going to work with these 6. I think they're really freaking cool. So, Savannah, Eggplant, Oak, Amazon, Quartz, and Dune. Even though I don't think quartz should be called quartz. I think, because quartz is, when I think of the name quartz, I think of white, not purple. But even though amethyst is purple and amethyst is technically quartz, whenever you think of quartz, though, you don't really think of amethyst. You think of quartz, don't you? You know? Even though it's technically quartz. But yeah, I'm going to go in with fluffy brush, and I'm going to start with the lightest shade, which is called June, right here. I'm just going to start right in the outer part and go all the way in. Do I want to do a halo eye? I might do a halo eye, actually. So I might go all the way in. And just tap that off. So we'll want to close our eye for this. June's a very nice, subtle color. It adds a nice depth. If it was a little more gray tone, it would make a perfect contour for my skin tone. But unfortunately, it's a bit too orange, but that's okay. Okay. I'm then going to go in a little bit with Oak, this color right here, which is a more cool-toned dark brown. It'll be interesting to see how these work together. And just blend this out. These two colors blend beautifully. June, I didn't have any problem building that up. Whatsoever. But I'm just, with this look, I'm gonna have to go a lot of back and forth. But I want these browns down so that I have a space and a guideline for that eggplant. Because it is such a dark color that I want to have that safety buffer. I'm gonna flick this up a little bit. Just help lift. I tend to flick a little bit more. On my left eye, I tend to go a little bit more curved. With this eye, I tend to angle a bit more because this is a lot more hooded. So going up kind of helps. Help lift. Okay, because eggplant, that purple, is such a dark color, I'm going to go in with a kind of like a denser brush, and I'm going to work this the similar way I worked Myrtle. Just dab very, very lightly. But this is eggplant. It is a true eggplant purple. This is one of those colors that where the name matches the color. Wow, see? I just the tiniest amount. Young lady, it'd be great if you stopped doing that. take that brush we had before and just blend. Because I do not want that big blob. And I applied very, very light pressure, by the way, when I did put that dome brush in that palette, by the way. So this eggplant shade is very pigmented. Whenever you blend it out a little bit though, it does get turn a little bit gray when you put it on top of these browns. So it'll be interesting to see how this would work whenever you would just use the myrtle, the eggplant on its own, or if you would use eggplant with only one of the two browns I used. But because I don't really do work with like purples as deep as this, I really wanted those browns there just to give me a little bit of confidence, I suppose. So I'm gonna be a little bit more heavy-handed with this. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit more heavy-handed, and then I'm going to blend this out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So I did a lot of like deepening, and I went in with this dome brush, and I went back in with a June shade again, and just kind of like grunge, like it's quite vampy and very autumnal and kind of like dead, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It did need a little bit. So it took me a while to really blend it out the way I wanted it to be. But I think what you could do is you can go in with Lily, this color right here, and you can go in to the inner corner and then the middle here, and just keep it completely matte. That would be really, really pretty if you really wanted to go that route. Or you can go in with what is this color called again? Savannah, if you wanted a little bit more of a shimmer. I kind of want to keep this completely matte because I really like the way this looks. So, hi baby girl. I'm gonna go in with Lily. Top off my brush. I think also, like, wow. Either that or you can go in like with a satin if you wanted to. See how that just instantly brightens? It's very, very heavy. It would have been better if I used this eye because this eye is not as heavy and droopy. But yeah, with this, if I were to go white with this, if I were to do this again, I would go a lot higher just so that this depth wouldn't be so. But it's not so bad. It's not so bad. I'm just going in with Lily. I'm actually gonna go in with a finger. See how? Yeah, fuck it. Might as well. And just blend it all out. That's so pretty. I think what I might do, just add a little bit of shimmer. I might go in a little bit with this color here called Fall. See, hold on, let's see what it's like in the inner corner. Because I don't really want to, that's a bit warm toned. No, I'm going to go in with Savannah because Fall's a little bit warm toned. It'll ruin the vibe I'm trying to go for here. Or maybe Lightning. Ooh, what would Lightning look like? Lightning is this gray. Yeah? What's your opinion? Very, very lightly. Oh! That was Loki doing a big yawn. Did you do a big yawn, buddy? I'm just gonna very lightly tap. Ooh, that's nice. That's pretty. Ooh. That's nice. You know what this kind of reminds you of? You know, how Jolie Beauty came out with that Death Do Us Part, like Till Death, um, eyeshadow palette? That's what this reminds me of, this color scheme. But yeah, I would definitely, if I'm just going out wearing this, I would definitely do a lot more blending, just for my own peace of mind. But eggplant is a little bit, the more you pile it on, the harder it is to kind of blend it out, I will say. If I were to do this look again, I would only use June or go in with Mushroom just on its own and completely ignore Oak. I think that's what the problem was. That's probably what's made it so difficult, but yeah. I think she's angry that I'm not paying attention to her. I'm gonna go in a little bit with lightning in my inner corner. But like with lightning, I don't really want. There we go. Go a little bit lighter, you could just get that glitter. But matte, it was really, really beautiful. But yeah, adding a little bit of shimmer doesn't hurt. See, it's so stunning. It's so beautiful. Wow. And then I did go in with Lily and did like above my crease as well, kind of blend it out a little bit. I might do that again actually, because it doesn't hurt to blend, especially when you're going as dark as this. That's the downside with hooded eyes sometimes. But I do like the contrast, you know? This is very springy, a little bit tropical. And then this side is like going to a funeral. I like it a lot. But yeah, when it comes to finishing touches, do I have a cool toned purple? I will be right back. So this is what I used. I went in with the Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in Charmer, both in the upper and lower part. I think in the upper part, you could also go in with a taupe if you wanted to. I think a taupe would be very pretty. It could help tie in the middle part, or like a silver. When it comes to mascara, because I'm not really applying mascara at the moment, I did apply a little bit of eyeliner to the upper part of my upper lash line. My eyes are getting a little bit but I think you could go in with a taupe. You can go in with a taupe. Oh, that wasn't very pleasant. Oh no. Well, I've got a lovely glitter, you can see on the camera, kinda lovely little glitter streak. That's wonderful, isn't it? Isn't it great? I'm gonna have a shower soon. It's fine. But or you can go in with a purple mascara. I don't have a purple mascara. Or but like most of the purple mascaras I've seen are just purple. I think you would need like an eggplant mascara or a taupe mascara or a very, very pale brown. I think it would be really, really pretty. I like this a lot. I just needed to go. It just kind of makes my eye a little bit look a little bit droopy because my eyes are already droopy as it is. So if I, going so dark makes them look a little bit droopier. But like with both, like if I were to, copy and paste, just kind of like, and if I were to, be moody and mew, like that, I think it would work really, really well. I think this would look really, really lovely in the autumn or winter time, which is what I mean, which is why I like this palette. There were a few shades that I find difficult to work with. So for instance, well, not really difficult, but like they didn't perform the way I thought they would. So matcha did need, I did need a lot of building. Myrtle was a really, really lovely shade. That one, it was intentional for me to build it up, which is why I don't really care because I went in so lightly. But matcha, I kind of really dug and I needed to build it up. It is a pastel, so of course it was going to take a little bit it would need a little bit of building up. And then with eggplant, I did the same thing that I did with myrtle, but it was so pigmented. So eggplant's very, very pigmented. The more I put it on, to kind of, because I kept going back and forth, but deepening it up, and then blending it out, and deepening it up, and then blending it out. I think what I went wrong in that perspective was I used 2 brines. I think for this look, I would either go in with June again or mushroom. I would probably go in with mushroom again just to make it a lot more cool toned, because mushroom is a lovely cool toned taupe. I'm actually surprised I didn't go in with mushroom, because I'm a mushroom girly. I love mushrooms. I love eating them too. They're great. But yeah, if I were to come back as an object, it would be either a frog or a mushroom. So, but I would go in with one of them. I think because I went in with June and Oak, I think because I already had 2 layers of shadow, the more I layered on the eggplant, it kind of made it a little bit harder to blend. But I did manage to blend it. You can still kind of see, because like I wanted it to be blended, but I still wanted to see that purple. Because if you blended it in too much, at least on my skin, it kind of looked a little bit gray. So, which is why, and I think with this eyeliner, it's really, really pretty. It was very easy. It's very easy to blend out down here, which is why I think it was probably the other 2 shadows I used. So overall, I really like this palette. There's a few shades that I haven't used. I didn't use quartz that I planned on using. Yeah, quartz. I didn't use quartz, and I didn't use Amazon. Amazon's like a gunmetal gray. You know what? It also kind of reminds me of pyrite a little bit. I think that would also look really beautiful on top. Like in the middle if you wanted it to go a little bit darker. Yeah, it's like a really cool looking, like, platinum, like fool's gold with a little bit of green in there. It really does look like pyrite. It really does. And then quartz is this really pretty brown with a lot of purple in there. It is such a pretty color. Yeah, it's a nice pretty like duochrome. It's like green and then purple and then brown with a little bit of orange in there. It's very, very pretty. It's very pretty indeed. So I have not used Ripple, Pebble, Ash. I'm going to work with the more cool toned. I don't really wear a lot of cool toned, even though I am quite cool toned in general. I don't really wear a lot of like grays and like, whenever I was younger, see like these colors here and these colors, maybe a little. But with this, I would only go on like the little. No, I wouldn't do any of this. You see the Naked 2 palette, because I was so cool toned. That was like the shit. I know they're re-releasing Naked, the first Naked. I don't know if I would get that, because I did have the original. Didn't use it that much. And back then I was quite neutral. So if I didn't use it back then, when neutral was my go-to color story, now that I'm actually using colors, you know what I mean? I don't know. I might get it. It depends. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I really like this look. I love that silver on top. That lightning. It's so pretty. I really want to work with the cooler tones. I might do another look with this. And I'm going to do another look with the Solmuna palette. Solmuna 2. I've already done 2 looks with this. So I'm planning on doing another look with this, because I want to combine the warm and the cool together. And then with this, I'm going to do a solid look with, well, like the same thing on both eyes, not 2 different looks. And I kind of want to focus on more of the cool tones. I think it would be really cool, like cool tone gray, you know. And I think this has got me excited, this palette. It really has. And I don't get excited over gray. I don't get excited. For me, I think it's the texture. It's just like the textures of everything. I think that's what's gonna make me excited. And I do kind of want, and too bad I didn't use waterfall, but I don't, waterfall wouldn't really go with the look that I'm planning on doing. I think it'll be way too warm toned with all the grey, so I think it'd be really interesting to kind of do like a monochromatic, just grey on grey on grey. It'd be interesting to see that, like just no color, you know. Is grey considered a neutral? Is it? I think it is considered a neutral, but just like a grey on grey on grey, I think that'll be very interesting. So I'm gonna do that. I don't know when that'll be up. Will definitely be up after this one, but I can't think of like a date. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. I like this. This was like £16, I think. It's so cheap. I like Beauty Bay's eyeshadow quality, and I've been testing out a liquid blush, one of their liquid blushes. What color did I get? Spring. A little bit warm toned, but I don't mind it. It's nice. I like it. And I've also been testing 2 lip products, which I've been really enjoying. I will feature those in another video, because right now I've spoken way too long. It's 40 minutes long. This video was like less of a tutorial, more of a like show and tell, like really wanting to show off the palette, because that's just the way it went. But I really like the way both colors look, both looks look. I love how I'm focusing more on this one, mainly because this is my comfort zone. This not so much. How even though 10 years ago this was more my thing and this was out of my comfort zone, now they've swapped. So it's like, you know, the only thing is I wouldn't have added purple up here and here. I would have just added a little bit more brown and a little bit more taupe and kept the purple solely on the lower lash line. But this smoky cool tone I would fuck with all the time. So yeah, it's funny how makeup trends change and then your own makeup preferences change. You know, some people as they get older they like less color. Some people as they get older, like myself, they like more color. I'm 28, so like, you know, some people like this and this and this and blah blah blah. Whenever I was younger I only did like cool tone things, like including cool toned eyes, cheeks, lips. Now I don't care. I prefer warmer tones now, even though I am quite cool. The only time for me when it comes to like undertones, the only time that matters, like going cool tone, going warm toned, is when it comes to your base makeup, so foundation, concealer. When it comes to blushes, eyeshadows, if you're cool toned and you want to wear warm tone things, wear it, you know. Just be, especially when it comes to cheeks, just be light-handed with it, you'll be fine. You know what I mean? So makeup's fun. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do another video with that Botanical. I really like that palette. I really like that palette. I'm excited. It's got me excited over fucking grays. Grays! Funny enough, gray is one of my favorite colors, but not when it came to eyeshadow. But now, like that fucking 16-year-old in me, whenever I first really started to do makeup and watching YouTube videos, who would wear gray eyeshadow most of the time back then, is like coming out. It's like giddy. I feel like a teenager again looking at those gray eyeshadows. I'm really excited to try it. What the fuck? Excited over gray eyeshadow, but that's the way it is. Hopefully you like this video. I waffled on way too long. But tell me what you think about... I'm sorry, look number 1. I didn't really pay attention to you, but you're really pretty too. Really, really simple. Really nice and tropical. You know, it kind of reminds me of a bird of paradise flower. The color scheme, very, very lovely. And then you got this Halloween dead going to her husband's funeral that accidentally got poisoned. You know, maybe she fed him, you know, some arsenic tea with a with an almond cake on the side, you know. But yeah, this it's getting me excited for autumn too, because it's near the end of July. August is probably going to be heat wave. There's apparently going to be heat wave in Northern Ireland. Probably next week. That's what the Met Office has said. I don't know. I don't really listen too much to that, because sometimes half the time they're freaking wrong. Because every year they're like, oh, we're gonna get 6 inches of snow, and it's like, no, we don't even get slush, let alone snow. But hopefully not. But August will be here soon, and then August will be over, and then September will be here, and then October will be here, and it's gonna be beautiful. Because September, October, November, December, the best months ever. I love them. Because that's when things start to cool down. That's when pumpkins start to come. My cats love pumpkins too, so I'm going to add more pumpkin to their food at that point, because pumpkin's good for cats. They actually love pumpkin. There's a chicken thing that I give them with pumpkin in it, and they freaking love it. They eat the pumpkin first, then the chicken. That's how you know the pumpkin's good. I'm excited. So, and then I'm going to, of course, do more, autumnal looks. I had not a banana, an apple before this. And I need to not eat before I do a YouTube video, especially not an apple. But anyway, hopefully you like this and you have not been talked, your ear have not been talked off. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye everybody.